Hello guys, in today's video I will be showcasing you guys how you defend in EFC 25. Before we jump into the video, don't forget to smash a like and subscribe on the channel. I would appreciate that a lot. As we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, your subscribe would mean a lot. Now, let's jump into the video and I will teach you guys on how you at least get better in defending on FC 25. So before we actually jump in and me teaching you guys how you defend, we need to look at formations, because formations is super important in EFC 25. As you see in the background, I'm playing a 4-2-1-3 formation, and this formation was really good before the patch because the CDMs were actually working as CDMs. Now I feel like it's a pretty open formation defending wise, and it's very hard to defend in this formation, but overall I'm playing this one because it's so good going forward. But other formations that I would recommend to you guys would be to play 4-2-1-3 if you feel comfortable with it. I'm also trying out the 4-4-1-1 at the moment, which is a really good formation. It's actually this one, but not these tactics and not this formation either, as I'm playing the 4-4-1-1. It's very good in defense, or better at least than what the 4-2-1-3 is at the moment. So I would advise you guys to try out 4-2-1-3, 4-4-1-1, but also try out the 4-2-3-1 as you guys see in the background, and try to experiment with a bit of tactics. I might post my 4-4-1-1 or my 4-2-1-3 tactics coming on Thursday or Friday, but if you also want to see the 4-2-3-1 tactics, let me know down in the comments. So this is going to be the first clip of the defending tutorial then. And defending now in EFC 25 is super hard after the patch. I can't really say that I mastered defending myself because I lost the Gaming Week League 10-9, but I know the principles and what you need to look for when you're defending. So first of all, I play a pro player here from, I believe he was from England and playing for Burnley, if I'm not mistaken. Doesn't matter. He finds Smith here, and you see that I'm selecting Haaland while also putting pressure on Smith here with my Saliba doing second man pressure with the R1 trigger on your controller. The thing that happens after this is that he wants to go wide, which makes perfect sense because he doesn't really have any options in the middle, and going through the middle in this game is super hard. But the thing that EA did with the new patch is that I think they dragged out the team a bit more. So the fullbacks are basically non-consistent when they are defending. So what happens here then? He goes to the wing, and he wants to go to the wing because then the AI for my team will push over, which means that it will open up the space in the middle. So he wants to find the pass from the wing to the inside, then try to find a striker, and then try to work something from there. So the thing he does with Salah, it takes a touch inside. The thing I realize is that, first of all, if we look at players inside the box, he has two players inside the box, and both of them, not obviously Salma Paralueyu, who is at the bottom of the screen, is not offside, but Smith is offside, but she will come back on side. So I know this. I can actually try to put some pressure here. The thing that he does when he finds De Bruyne is that I'm thinking, okay, I need to drag down Xavi Simons to just cover off this pass from De Bruyne to De Jong, because we don't want him to find this pass along basically from the wing to the CM and then try to find a pass inside. We want to prevent that from happening basically. So the thing I do, I drag down Xavi Simons and I try to be aggressive. I'm using R2, but I'm also trying to tackle him here, but we unfortunately don't get the ball. Doesn't matter, once again, he goes down to the wing, and once again, now he has his Smith going forward inside. So the thing I do with Theo Hernandez is that I try to put second man pressure on Salah while also trying to get my Xavi Simons here to cover the De Bruyne, because I think my Douglas Luiz is in a pretty good position to cover off that Smith. So the thing I do, I realize, okay, Smith is trying to take that pocket of space in between Theo and Haaland. So the thing I do then, I try to bring back Douglas Luiz to try prevent that pass from opening up, which, I mean, that pass is non-existent now. If Rodri plays that pass to Smith, Douglas Luiz 100% intercepted. So I put Douglas Luiz in a great position. Then after that, I drag down my Xavi Simons. I still do second man pressure with Xavi Simons so he can come closer to the ball, and when Xavi Simons is close to the ball, I switch with L1 trigger as he is closer to the ball. We manage to get the ball, and from here we can start a very deadly counter-attack, which we do, finding Kylian Mbappe, and here it should have been a goal. But overall, great defending, and the important thing now defending wise in this game after the patch is to keep your team as compact as possible. So once again, this is going to be a very good defending tip. When your opponent is also using this kind of L1 dribbling, you most often than not, at least in pro gameplay, you know that they will perform the speed boost. So the thing you need to do, either you're being very aggressive on them and trying to go in for a tackle, or you just drop back a bit. So as you see here with Haaland, I just drop back. Of course, the only option Smith has here is to go for a long shot, and he does it as well. But I do second man press with my Saliba to actually prevent that shot from happening. It doesn't really get blocked, but Buffon is in such a good position to just save it. So the thing that happens here then, he goes out to the winger. or he parries it out to the winger. The thing I noticed that will happen here is most often not to you watching is that when they get this pass to Salah on the outside of the box, as I said before, they want to play one more pass, then try to play it into the inside the box to the strikers or whatever who is inside the box. So the thing I realized, okay, I'm going to go with my Douglas Luiz on Rodri and I want to be aggressive. I want to get the ball. Here again though, we will get a bit unfortunate because the ball will bounce through Douglas. It's a good kind of interception, I would say, but we get unlucky, as I said. And this will happen. You will not go away from a game in weekly conceding 0 goals. That won't happen anymore because it's so hard to defend. But if you're actually conceding 2 to 3 or 4 goals a game, I think that's a such good improvement if we compare to how the game was before. Because as I said, now very, very hard to defend. What happens after this though is that his only option is to actually find De Jong here or go back, because that's basically the only 2 options he has. But going back from here seems like a bit of a waste in my opinion. So obviously he wants to fight Frankie De Jong. I do L1 switch to Saliba very, very quickly because I see that if he passes this pass to De Jong and then takes a touch forward, he has a lot of space to move into inside the box basically. So I do L1 trigger, I drag my Saliba towards De Jong to prevent the pass from happening. We manage to get the ball, finding De Jong, and from here with a 4-2-1-3 formation we are able to counterattack. I don't think we score from this opportunity, but overall we get some great runs going forward basically because of the 4-2-1-3 formation, and that's basically why I play it as well. This is going to be a goal, and I wanted to actually showcase what I'm doing wrong in this kind of situation, because I'm not perfect. I am not perfect, but I also want to highlight to you guys what you can do differently and also see it from my perspective that pros like me can also do mistakes like I do in this kind of sequence. So when he finds the ball here from the Rodri into the middle of the pitch, I don't really have a lot of options here. And he doesn't either, to be honest, because I play 70 depth now, which means that my defending line will do this automatic offside threat because we need to. Otherwise, my defensive line will be down in, I don't know, Antarctica or whatever it is, you know, like where the polar bears are. Like they will be so deep down and it will be so easy for him to find the pass to inside the box. So once again here, I try to do second man press with Haaland, even though I think I, in this case, should actually select Haaland manually and then try to put pressure on Salah, because when he has the back towards my goal, that's when I know, okay, I can be aggressive and try to take the ball basically from behind. So Haaland here, again then, I'm being a bit manual, which is good. He finds the pass to Smith, and I know that the only option he has here is to do the speed boost. So I need to back off here, or I go very aggressively on her. The thing I do though, I'm doing this kind of like, I'm somewhere in the middle, like now I go, instead of going like a second before, and I'm way too late. She just does the speed boost straight forward, finds an easy shot into the back of the net, and scores to make it 2-0. But if we revert it, I should have gone to Smith, probably here. Because here, I can actually go on third. Because from here, it's super hard, first of all, for the opponent to do the speed boost, because he is not facing my goal. And at the same time, Smith can't really perform this speed boost either from this kind of angle. But when she has her front towards my goal, that's when she can be aggressive. And here, when I am in this position, I need to realize, okay, now I just need to drop back a bit more and not go towards Smith, because I'm appearing that I'm like a bit in between. And that's not good, and that's why we concede. So we're actually going to take a look at ourselves when we're attacking, but of course acknowledging what the opponent is doing wrong in this kind of sequence then. So I'm on the wing here with Mohamed Salah. I managed to find a very, very good pass to Douglas Luiz, and I'm breaking the line through his midfield. I broke the line because Xavi Simons can actually take so much space here because Rodri is out of position. So the thing that happens here is that Xavi Simons can take space forward. I managed to find Pelé here, which is a very, very good option. He tried to move on me, and he's very aggressive on me. He kind of misses, and now off the patch, if you miss a tackle like this, you're basically cooked. Because finally, fast players are actually fast in game. So, for example, let's say Pelé is doing a speed boost against Konate. Pelé will be gone if Konate is basically not next to him and can shove him off the ball, or if Konate can actually get in front of Pelé and try to take the ball. So here again, he is too aggressive with his Konate. He tries to make it up with Maicon, moving out of position, trying to obviously go on the inside, because here I can just do a speed boost forward and then just run, because finally players are actually fast on this game going in behind. So Pelé, I do a speed boost, he can't really catch me, green time finish into the back of the net, and we score to make it 2-1. But once again, if you're going to be aggressive, you at least need to press the tackle button, because he is not performing a tackle here. You don't see his Konate tackling here at all. You basically see him just moving, doing the kind of speed jockey, doesn't get close to me, and was going to make it 2-1. So if you're being aggressive on this game with a center back, please press the tackle button and you will get the ball so many more times than basically if you're not pressing the tackle button. This is going to be a very, very good example of what changed from post-patch and now pre-patch. So he goes down from the wing, and you see plenty of times, now especially in pro gameplay, we want to work it out wide, then try to find the middle, and then try to work something in behind. Because as I said previously, the defensive AI moves across where the ball is. So for example, in this case, my team moves over to the right-hand side. That's why we want to revert it back to the middle, and then try to speed up the tempo finding a striker. Because then you need to be very manual with your switching, and that's basically where you're getting caught or exploiting your opponent. That's basically where we find this kind of pockets of space, and then try to pounce on it as much as we can. So once again, he goes from the wing to the inside. And the main thing that switched during the patch now, if we compare to how it was before, is that look at Theo Hernandez here. He's just non-existent. And the thing we need to do now after the patch, or basically how we play the game now, is that I need to tuck in Theo. So when he finds this pass with De Bruyne and I see, okay, he's moving it back to Rodri, and to be honest, I'm moving Haaland a bit out of position. I need to switch to Theo to just tuck into this space in between Haaland and Theo Hernandez, because this kind of winger here, mostly if you play a player that's playing 4-4-1-1 or 4-2-1-3, the winger will automatically get into this pocket of space in between the fullback and the center back. So I need to tuck in Theo here. I don't. He gets a pretty good opportunity. He doesn't green time it. That's why he doesn't score, I think. But overall, we need to use our wing backs and try to make the team as compact as we possibly can, as you see. Because if I'm moving my Theo inside here, I am in front of him, I can just tackle and then start my attack from there. I mean, once again, we're going from the wing, and this is going to be a pretty identical clip, but it's actually me going forward now. You will see how his Maicon here is, his defensive AI is moving basically with Maicon here. So the thing I do, I found Frankie de Jong, I found a first time pass into Pele, and first time passes obviously are really, really good now in the game. So the thing I can do here is that I press L1 and basically aiming my stick towards Mbappé, so he runs into this pocket of space in between. But look at the defensive AI of Maicon here now. If we just like freeze it here, Maicon is basically non-existent. If I can find Mbappé, which I'm doing here obviously, takes a touch forward, I'm in one-on-one with the keeper. And that's going to be super important to be able to find these kind of pockets of space. And if you want an attacking tutorial, you guys let me know down in the comments as well. But you see Maicon, he's not doing anything. Here we should have scored, because it was a green time finish. My aim was bad, but just look at Maicon now, if I'm not pausing it, how the defensive AI moves. And this is where we need to switch to Maicon to tuck him in, because you need to be so much more manual with how you basically defend now. So when you get into this kind of pocket of space, now you need to switch to Maicon to prevent that space from happening, because Konate can't really do anything against Pele here, because if he tackles, obviously it can be a penalty, or he gets a bit lucky and he gets the ball. But more importantly, the most dangerous thing in this attack now that the opponent needs to cover off is the pocket of space in between Haaland and also Maicon. One thing to also do to prevent this from happening is to make sure to not cross your center backs over, because if you're crossing your center backs over, the other center back's AI will move over to the open space, which means that it will take a bit of time for that center back to move over, which means that this kind of pocket of space will be even more open when you cross over. Because as you see here, Haaland and Konate basically in the same position, which means that Mbappe's AI will move into a better position, finding an open pass. And here again, we should have scored to make it 3-3, but overall, pretty bad aim from him. That's why basically we didn't score. Last clip for this video is actually going to be once again identical. You know, me from the winger to the cam, trying to find a pass inside. Once again, Maicon is non-existent because he doesn't move. And I think you guys starting to understand now what kind of triggers you want to have in attack, but also what kind of points you want to defend in your attack. Once again here you see he's basically not covering this manually enough. The AI run of the wingers, as I said, in 4-2-1-3 and 4-4-1-1 are so much better than what they were before patch. So the thing he needs to do here, when he finds this pass, he needs to tuck in Maicon, but then also try to put pressure on Pele, because if I turn towards his goal, I basically have a very good chance of scoring. But one more thing before this video ends is be more okay with conceding 4, 5, 6 goals in a game, because I know the defending is really hard now, but also attack is easier. So the game will be more like 8-7, 8-6, 9-7 and these kind of scorelines, but that's also for us pros, because it's not easy to defend in EFC 25 now, especially after the new patch as well. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know down in the comments what kind of tutorials you want to see coming up on the channel, and also leave a like and comment if you like these types of tutorials I do on the channel. I would appreciate that a lot. And as I said at the beginning of the video, we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, so I would appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel and put on notifications so you're not missing the next one. I'll see you guys soon. Stay safe and best of luck to packing the team of the year. My fingers crossed for all of you guys.